Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Happy Thursday to all of you. This is Christina with the Momathon Diaries, your productivity coach, here tonight because it's been a little bit since I've been live. Your girl has been on the move. And so we are just very grateful for all the incredible things that are happening and unfolding in the Garrett family, but also in the Momathon community at the same time. If you guys look around, you can see that I will not look around, but you get the drift. I am not at home, right? I am actually out of town this week at the Flourish Homeschool Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. We've been having such an incredible time. Hi, Camille. Good evening. We've been having such an incredible time at the homeschooling conference, and I wanted to go live just for a few minutes this evening before I undo myself. Okay, all my Superfly brown girls know when it's time to tone it down. It's time to tone it down. We're gonna wrap this hair up. We're gonna get this makeup on. All of it. It's going away, and we're gonna crash. And so before all of these things happen, I wanted to go live just for a few minutes to talk about some of my takeaways from the conference today, but especially how in the world does this relate to you as a leading lady, as a female thought leader, as someone who is consistently working to show up and glow up and do all the things. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Good evening, Janisha. Hey, everybody. Thank you all for joining in. We, of course, are live in all the places: Instagram, LinkedIn, maybe YouTube, all our Facebook places. So thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit. Hi, Melinda. Good evening, everybody. So as much as I love a good conference, like everybody, you all know we host the Momathon Conference every October. We're not far from where we're going to be hosting the event. I was up there with my event coordinator earlier today, just doing a walkthrough of our space and talking with their coordinator and all that jazz. But we are here in Tucker, Georgia. And it's been such an incredible experience, first of all, because for a lot of us, especially if you've entertained homeschooling, especially as you have been thinking about the best paths for your family, many of us, we have maybe considered homeschooling, especially post-pandemic, right? You realized, wait a second, maybe there were some things that I could edit. But some of the things that really resonated for me today were not necessarily homeschooling specific. They were things that strengthened me as a woman and as a mom altogether. Okay. You guys know I love a good conference. We love to roll out. The Momathon ladies, listen, we're gonna go to an event. We're going to shoot the deuces. We're going to go and find our people, and we're going to go and breathe and take a deep breath. And so this event, of course, was no different. I was invited to moderate the panel on parental self-care. It was such an incredible discussion, talking with a single mom who homeschools, talking with a married couple who facilitates in marriage ministry, and then also a licensed clinical psychologist and counselor who was giving her vibes on parental self-care and mental health and wellness. Y'all, it was just so good, right? And of course, I was there adding the Momathon 2 cents in, all about how to strengthen your goals, about how to work more in your areas of expertise while you're balancing a family and while you're doing all of the things. Okay. Hey, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. And so as we chatted today, I really want to put emphasis tonight on walking fully into your next. And there was something that one of the program directors said this evening. I think her name was Natalie. They were talking about not needing permission to do what's best for you, for your children, for your family, for your life. Not needing permission. Okay. And as she said that, it really resonated for me, because how many times are we waiting on someone else to co sign on what we already know? We might be waiting on someone to see us as something different. Hi, Latori. We may be waiting for someone to crown us in a way and say, hey, listen, you're worth this. We may be waiting on someone to even tell us what we're allowed to do with our children, right? So, Dr. Rochelle Somerville, who came in and talked about neurodivergent kids and gifted children and 2E kids, twice exceptional, right? Children, we were talking about how you have to be willing to do that homework and take that extra stretch to find out what's the best thing for your family. What's best for your kid? How can your kid experience healing through their education? How can your child experience more space as they learn who they are? It was so multi layered in all of these conversations. And it was so much more than just, oh, you should pull your kid out. Ashley, thank you. She said, I look fabulous. Thank you so much. I've been feeling good today. It's so much more, right? Than just, I'm going to take my kid out and keep them with me. In so many other aspects, it's about growth for you and for them. Getting fully submerged in what you need as a family, as a person is okay. It's okay. I put a post up earlier today. I was kind of taking notes and putting them online as I was hearing some of these gems dropped, right? And one of the speakers, she was referencing Dr. Cheryl. I can't remember her last name right now, but if you follow me on Facebook, you can see the post. She was talking about how a lot of times the school system or the powers that be will blanket slap children with a diagnosis that no, they don't sit still. They're 3. That doesn't mean he has ADHD or ADD. He just may be a more active child, right? But she was talking about how we really have to make sure that we do our homework and advocate for our babies, advocate for the condition of our families. Are we willing to do this homework? Okay. And so as I sat with myself, as I rode home, listening to podcasts or back to my hotel, listening to podcasts and just breathing, I just want to take a few minutes tonight to remind you, like, you're allowed to write your own rules. You as a person, as an individual, as a woman who deserves incredibleness in the world, you as someone who has big dreams and lofty dreams, like, you're allowed to carve out this beauty in the world and make it fit you and your needs and your family. As a person, you can choose something different. You can. You don't have to take anybody's singular opinion about what's best for you. Now, I think a better question or a bigger question would be, do you trust yourself to make good decisions that relate to you, that relate to your family? Do you trust yourself? And a lot of times we'll go and we'll ask everybody else's opinion, right? We'll go and we'll pull together all of these thoughts. And then when we have these thoughts, we want to get somebody else's opinion on these thoughts and all of this kind of stuff. Do you trust you? You're the best grounding place, right? For yourself. And so as I'm sitting in the conference today, and I was so honored to just lead that conversation and shed light on how we can take better care of ourselves. In the midst of all of that, so many parents were highlighting what needs they had, and we almost feel like we need permission to do something different, permission to show up in a different way, to take autonomy over where your family is going, where your life is going. Are you willing to be that person? Are you willing to show up in that way? Are you willing to take the big jump and be her? And then do you trust yourself while you do it? There have been certain decisions that I've been making for myself, especially in business, as we're growing and things are changing. And I just got invited to one of the biggest motherhood conferences to go out to Arizona. Don't know if I'm going yet. It depends on if all the logistics are right. But to be invited for them to see my stuff and say I could go, I was like, all right, let's talk about it. So that being said, in the midst of all of this, some things I hadn't necessarily turned to my husband and say, baby, what do you think about this? Right. In one place, because at one time I would ask, I would say, what do you think? Let me poll you, that kind of stuff, to get some guidance about which way I'm going. And now, sitting in this particular situation, what I did instead was I've been pondering things in my heart, right? Praying over things and direction and vision. And as we're planning for the conference this year, October 27th through the 29th in Atlanta, do not play. All right. Anyway, so as we're planning for all of this, there were certain things where my husband was like, you just got to trust your inner voice. Like, you have to trust yourself that you got the sauce, right? You got the sauce to go ahead and do what needs to be done. Make the decision. Make the decision. Your decision could be, I need a second opinion about something going on with my kid. Your decision might be taking a leap and investing in yourself. Your decision might be redefining your identity at this phase in your life, in your 30s or 40s or 50s. I don't know how old we are, everyone who's watching tonight. Whatever phase you're in, do you trust yourself to be that person? Do you trust your own instincts? The mom that Dr. Rochelle that led the Twice Exceptional section about gifted kids, and she's like, you spend more time with your child than anybody else ever does. Why is it that you take the opinion of somebody who sees your kids only for a couple hours a week? Why do you take their opinion over your gut that you know in your heart that something isn't right, or the opinion they have is wrong? Whatever those things are, why do we not trust ourselves? Why do you not trust your vision? The vision for the conference this year is big. And I'm like, OMG, how, God, how? And so many things coming together and blending together. I'm like, okay, but I trust what I see. I saw it 5 years ago. I saw it 3 years ago. Do you trust the vision you see? And sometimes we are thrown off. We feel a bit overwhelmed because we're not trusting our own decision making. Maybe something happened in the past, right? Where it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Hi, Valerie. Maybe something happened in the past where you experienced failure or rejection. Maybe something happened before that made you not trust your instincts because you were wrong about this person or this situation. Therefore, maybe I'm wrong again. And so what we need to do instead is begin to transform ourselves. Hi, Sister Daphne. We need to start working on doing that inner work to say, I trust myself. I believe in the person that I am. And I was having this conversation with one of my really good friends this week. And I said, listen, I said, as we're going to a new level, I said, this is just who I am now. Like this new version, y'all, who y'all see, this is just who I am now. I'm the person that's asked to do this. I'm the person that is a living embodiment of productivity and family balance. I'm a walking example of self-care. Every single one of us is a walking example of something, but you have to trust yourself, that inner part of you that confirms you are who you say you are. This is just who you are at this point. I said, I travel, I speak, I go to conferences, I stay in nice hotels. It's just who I am now. Who she is she's partnering with like international community building organizations. And I'm like, my friend, this is just who you are now. You're somebody that's on mainstream media and you're famous, like, And people find your organization because you're on Good Morning America. This is just who you are now. So you're no longer surprised. You're grateful to God because He makes things happen. He opens doors. He provides the rain. And then simultaneously, inside, you should already know God already knew you were bringing me to be this person. I already knew it. I felt this inside already. This isn't anything new. This isn't anything that I had never heard before. This is just confirmation, right? So we can relate writing your own rules to what your family needs, right? One of my clients who's watching, she so authentically and transparently shared about how she has twice exceptional folks in her family, and she's one of them, right? Where gifted meets sometimes our minds working in hyperdrive, right? Emphasis on the gifted. Right. So we're walking out a different path for our own families. Okay. That can happen there. Another place where you can rewrite the rules is in the path that you choose to walk out. I decided that instead of going this way, I'm going to go this way. I decided that's what's right for my family in this season. You don't have to understand. You over there, you don't have to get it, but I get it. I see it. I understand it. So I'm going to continue to walk that path forward. There were a lot of families at the homeschooling conference referencing, I have family members who don't understand our path. I got the grandma who's like, girl, you know how hard we fought to go to school? Why are you pulling your kids out? Educational autonomy, what? But it's learning to make decisions that just feel right to you and yours. It doesn't have to make sense over there, over here, back there. It doesn't have to make sense to all these other people. If no one else in your family went to therapy and you started therapy, boom. If no one else in your family chose an alternative method of education, doesn't have to be homeschooling. They could be like, what's a charter school? A private school. Why you got to send your kid to private school? People will talk about you for anything. Why you got to send your kid to private school? What's wrong with the public school system? A whole barrage of ways that you choose to walk out your life. Everybody got something to say about it. But what if you were okay with writing your own rules? What if you were all right with settling into this is the path we're going to take? And then number 3 ways that we can rewrite the rules is in your current identity. The only things that are not changing, growing, or developing is something that is deceased. Okay. So if you are a human who is still maturing, even if your body doesn't fully look like it all the time on the outside, internally, we should be changing. Inside, we should be growing and shifting and becoming somebody new. So, what if you decide to rewrite the rules in regards to your identity? What if you decide this is just who I am now in the best way possible? Not in like a can't touch this way, but instead in a way of like, this is just who I am now. I'm a leader, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach. I am I think Sister Daphne was on. I am a pastor's wife. I'm here to support my husband in ministry. This is just who I am. It's not up for debate about if you agree or not, or if you think it's valuable. This is just who I am now. Okay. And so as we progress, as we move forward, I just want to challenge all of us to look at things from a more a wide circumspect in a way where we're okay with writing our own rules or saying, you know what, that's not working for me. That's no longer the person that I want to be. Instead, I'm going to edit. I'm going to make some changes and I'm going to walk in the fullest version of who I am. Okay. So that's it for tonight. That was really one of my main takeaways from the conference today was not asking for permission to do what's best for you and yours. Not feeling like you need to apologize for needing a second opinion or a third opinion, when it comes to getting resources for your children. One of our Mamathon conference partners is Yes Every Kid, where they believe every child is exceptional and every kid deserves to have the best resources possible to walk out their educational journey, that you should have your rights as a parent protected. Okay? You should be able to have your rights secured as you take care of your children here in America, right? If you're in the States. And so anyway, that's it. I just want to encourage y'all to walk your own path. As always, I am here to support you, champion for you. If you know that you need support with creating a more holistic, deep breath system in your family, if you know you want to get more done and you're tired of adding more and more stuff to your list, if you find yourself doing things that you just don't have to do, or you realize you're doing too much, if you know you are a busy mom and you need a coach that holds space for you, understands your busy life, and can help you to organize it, then oh my goodness, it will be my honor to partner with you this year. Okay. So if you go to my DMs or if you're on Instagram, you can hit the link in my bio and set up a time to chat, a court that works with both of our schedules. And let's just talk about, like, what does a life coach for moms even do? And if you've seen me reflecting some amazing things happening in our mission, I'm happy to teach you all of that too. Yeah, yeah. All right. So that's it for tonight, guys. I'm about to get in the bed. Y'all see the bed? There it is. I'm about to get in that bed, under it. Okay. And just enjoy this hotel room all by myself. Okay. I love you guys so much. Be blessed. And as always, if you need additional support, y'all know where to find me. All right. Love y'all so much. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow.